amazing. Clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vanderkran in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vanderkran in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to turn it to twos. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns 2 and 3? They go round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because I'll tell you what, Reece Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't implemented it, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if he gets a good run. Dodds just absolute think about it. It's a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be watching from, and welcome back to SRWtv. Welcome in to round number 1 of Season 2 of the Legends World Challenge here in SRW. I'm your commentator here tonight, Hamish Munro, bringing you all the action through sight and sound out at the Silverstone circuit for the national layout, where 11 of our prime time drivers on Bathurst weekend will send it around this beautiful part of the world. Get ready if you haven't seen Legends World Challenge action before. You are going to be in for an absolute treat. These little pocket rockets of terror are going to be rocketing these drivers around this beautiful part of the circuit. Of course, you know, national circuit, it runs around the original Grand Prix straight up through Cops and then cuts off just before Maggots and Beckett's and back around the hangar straight down towards Brooklands. But my. It has been a couple of weeks that we've been away since the final round of Legends World Challenge last season, where we crowned Tony Baker as our first Legends champion here in SRW. Won himself a free season of SRW. That's what these drivers will be competing for once again this season. Now, there's no safety cars, there's no live race control for these races. It is meant to be for a bit of fun Friday night delight for the drivers out there. We sit here, we have a good time, we call the action as it comes. What that also means is that it's free for you guys to race in. If you want to race in the Legends World Challenge, you want to get yourself a taste of SRW, then all you need to be is a registered SRW driver, and you can come racing with us here on Friday nights for the Legends World Challenge. You register by heading to www.simracingworld.com.au. That is www.simracingworld.com.au. It is also linked in the description of the stream. You register as a driver. You send us proof of your registration to our Facebook page at SRW Sim Racing World TV. We will then get you into the Discord. You then sign up for the Legends Series and you come racing with us as well. But if you want to be a paid member of SRW and you want to race in everything that we offer, including Tuesday night Warner Brown Tools V8 Supercar Series, the Wednesday night Cooler Master Super Formula Championship, the Thursday night GR86 Nationals brought to you by Shannon's Insurance, or the Sunday night Warner Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship, including the Legends World Challenge as well, then you can be a paid subscriber of SRW. You head to the subscription section of the website, pay your subs, you get in as a registered driver as well. You'll get an email with your invite to the Discord, and then you'll have free reign to race in any of our 5 series that we offer across the week. Of course, racing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Saturday and Monday, free nights for you to go race wherever else you may please, or to have yourself a rest as well. As I mentioned, 11 drivers out on track tonight. Now, you might be thinking, oh, that's a small amount of numbers. 11 drivers in Legends with as close to racing as we have here on the Legends. This is going to be an absolute cracker, especially on Bathurst weekend. If you caught any of the Bathurst action today, get into the chat. Let us know what you thought about it. Qualifying was absolutely hectic. David Reynolds, of course, put his Team 18 Tradie Beer entry into the wall at the Dipper and destroyed that car. So those Team 18 mechanics will be working tirelessly across the night to get that car ready for Sunday's race for the 1,000. As well as Will Davison catching the sand that was left behind of cleaning up the oil of David Reynolds' car. He put his Shelby Power Racing Mustang into the wall for DJR Motorsport. Thanks to Nick Percat, though, for stopping by and helping him get out the car, make sure he was okay. That red flagged the session at the end. And it ended the session with Matt Payne on a provisional pole position before the top 10 shootout tomorrow. You guys can catch all that action, of course, wherever you were able to watch your supercars locally here in Australia or internationally as well. But it was a phenomenal day of action, some phenomenal racing, some wild moments, and I'm getting the feeling over these last 2 days of Bathurst that this weekend, this race could be quite hectic, could be quite chaotic. A lot of cars going into the wall, a lot of moments happening. And, you know, the drivers are just pushing the absolute limits in those Gen 3 supercars. Will not be very, very long until we get those on iRacing. I am sure of it. But qualifying will be underway very, very shortly. We will go racing then soon after. The regular Legends World Challenge format as follows. Of course, the 10-minute quali, the 10-minute race 1, small little expression session / warm-up in between, and then a 15-minute feature to end it all out, where everything will be guts and glory for these drivers out on track here tonight. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon as well, so you are notified whenever we go racing here on SRWtv. You will then get notified whenever we go live on a broadcast as well for our Tuesday night Supercars, Wednesday night Super Formula Championship, Thursday night GR86s, Friday night Legends World Challenge, and the Sunday night Supercars as well. Coming up straight after this at 9:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, we'll be bringing you the replay broadcast of the Shannon's Insurance Toyota GR86s. We unfortunately didn't go live with it yesterday due to JP running into a couple of technical issues over on his PC over in the UK. So we'll be broadcasting it tonight. Myself and Sinker in the booth giving you all the action here on SRWtv. You guys do not want to miss it. I've heard it is quite a chaotic race. That'll be out at Oran Park this evening for that one. But cars are out on track, qualifying, the first qualifying session of Season 2 of the Legends World Challenge, Season 4 of SRW this year. We are getting ready for it here. So, well, I'm excited. You know, it's been a couple of weeks without Legends action. I have been chomping at the bit to get back into this broadcast booth, to see these little pocket rockets of heaven just get absolutely sent around some glorious circuits in the world here this season. We will quickly run you through the calendar while the drivers begin their first qualifying laps here around Silverstone. Of course, we start here at Silverstone National Circuit. Next week, we head out to Zolder, then to the Red Bull Ring for the National Circuit, Mid-Ohio for the short course, VIR for the South course, Phillip Island, Cadwell Park, Belle Isle, and then the Driver's Choice. The votes for the Driver's Choice will be going up as of the end of round 1 tonight, so that poll will be going up for the drivers to fill out. And we'll find out what that circuit is by the end of round 5 at VIR. Oh, I am excited. I'm excited, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a little bit of a slow Friday for me. A little bit of a slow Friday. You know, qualifying was good for supercars. There was some good racing on action, but I don't know, it just felt a little bit slow today. So, but this is going to reinvigorate us here this evening for the Legends World Challenge. Mark Houghton's out on track. His teammate Mick Clifton is looking to be the fastest man in qualifying at the moment, who's on a purple sector in the first. Comes across the line, straight to the top of the timing tower for Mick Clifton, a 107.29. Houghton, his teammate P2, 107.4. Bunt, Ryan Bunt, P3, 107.97. Ryan Price, 108.63 in P now 5 as Andrew Rushworth goes P2 with a 107.38 on the board. Di Feldman, 108.69, P6 on the road. Tyler Sheaf, 108.95, P7 on the road this evening. Greg Leake, Jake Edwards, Mark Cochran, Matty Feely yet to set a time here in this qualifying session. And it is all on for young and old here tonight, including our regular safety car driver, Greg Leake. Great to have Leakey out there representing TGR, Team Greg Racing. Normally it's his teammate, Greg Johnston, who's racing in SRW on the frequent, as Leakey's normally the safety car driver. Great to have him in, though, here on a Friday night, having a bit of fun in the Legends out there. So we'll see if he can get a time in qualifying. He's got an exceptional livery on this car. I'm just here for the SR. I am looking forward to see how he does this season. Jake Edwards as well for Blackout OPR. So there is still some Blackout OPR magic here on the Friday nights, even without the GTDs on offer for you. As we just had a time come in from Matty Feely. He's gone P5, 107.9 on the clock for him. We are already 4 minutes into the qualifying session. As it currently stands, Mick Clifton, Andrew Rushworth, Mark Houghton, the top 3. Ryan Bunt, Matt Feely's the top 5. Di Feldman, Ryan Price. Tyler Sheaf for the top 8. The last of the cars to actually set times in the session thus far. Greg Leake, Jake Edwards, Mark Cochran at the back end of the field. As Ryan Bunt was just running it down the grass there, down the hanger straight up towards Brooklands. Just trying to get himself set up and prepared for what is to come here tonight. I was going to be on for some phenomenal racing. I mean, I mentioned it already. Legends just throw up chaos. They throw up controversy. They throw up thriving battles. And I think it's going to be no different this season. As Edwards goes P4 with a 107.63 on the board now. Leakey with a 109.19 at the back of the field. Cochrane yet to set a time in qualifying thus far. Oh, as I mentioned that, he's gone P6 with a 107.77 for Apex Esports League. But Edwards, though, has got the pace under his belt. Had an extraordinary run earlier in the week in the Warner Brown Toolsby at Supercar Series, winning out at race 2 for Long Beach. Did an incredible job, did Jakey Edwards. See if he can back it up here on the Friday Night Delight. That is the Legends World Challenge. Halfway through qualifying, though, 4.5 minutes to go. Mick Clifton still leads with that 107.29, so he has brought the pace with him into this season that he had last season as the Rockstar. He is rocking and rolling his way to the top of the timing sheets. Our defending champion Tony Baker not here tonight at the moment, so we'll see if he's back before season end to put in a challenge for this title. Ryan Bunt, who had the toe off the back of Jake Edwards. Now, you barely get any off these cars, but it has paid him dividends. 107.49 puts him P4 on the road, just pipping Edwards there to the top 4 position at the moment with just over 3.5 minutes to go. Leakey's also found some pace. He's now in the 8s as well. Sheafy still struggling to find that magic to get him up the order. As Pricey has a spin in the background too. Di Feldman. Can she get any pace out of this thing? She's on a 108.0. She's barely out of the 107s. Barely out of it. A cigarette paper between it. She just has to push the car that little bit extra in a couple of corners and she'll probably find the lap time that she needs. But does need to be careful of making some mistakes out there as she comes around Brooklands. What's the time going to be for Di Feldman? She's on a green in the middle sector. Could it be better than her previous best of a 108.03 across the line for her now? What does it say as she crosses and gets her new time under her belt? 107.93 for Di Feldman. Moves up a position over Maddie Feely, and she has found some more pace in this car. Andrew Rushworth, he's on for a personal best in the first sector. Needs some session bests if he hopes to get past Mickey Clifton. He has got the fastest final sector, though, under his belt. So he has found the pace that other drivers haven't here in the final sector. Could this be good enough to put him top of the timing sheets with 2.25 minutes to go in the session? Round the final corner comes Andrew Rushworth now. What's the time going to be for him as he crosses the line momentarily? Is it better than his previous best? It's not looking likely. And I don't think it's counted for him, unfortunately. He must have cocked an off track. So Rushworth stays P2 at the moment. Got 1.75 seconds left. 1:40 on the clock. Clifton to Rushworth to Houghton, Bunt, Edwards, Cochrane, Feldman, Feely, Sheaf, Leak, Pricey at the back end of the field. I was talking to Pricey pre-race. Said he was doing some research on how to best drive these cars. Watching some YouTube videos on how to best approach driving this car, how to best drive it. And, well, it hasn't really found him any gains up the timing tower, but it has found him some pace and possibly some consistency. So he could be on for a good season this season. We'll see how he progresses throughout the season in this car. Mark Houghton has now crossed the line around the corner further from Andrew Rushworth. He goes 137.39, but still unable to get it past Andrew Rushworth's time at the moment, who has gone for a personal best in the first sector. Middle sector, maybe a little bit hairy, who knows? No better than the previous best, a 107.61 Andrew Rushworth. Jakey Edwards, though, he's got some pace in the first sector now. Trying to get it past the 1.5 of Mark Cochrane. He needs to try and get a run here through some of these corners. Cochrane may hold him up. Well, it looks like he might be letting him go here down the Hanger Straight and in towards the final sector of this Silverstone National circuit. Round the left he comes now for Jakey Edwards. The long right for the Blackout OPR driver. He's gone personal best in the first sector. He'll need a session best if he hopes to get it inside the top two. And around a sweeping right-hander to the start-finish line of the Silverstone circuit. What's it going to be? He's been cut off by the clock. Has Jake Edwards. That could have been an absolute blinder of a lap time, but he has been cut off by the gods. And he will not get the lap time in here before race start of race number 1. But what he will do is he will hop on the grid. Starting grid for tonight's race will be as follows. Mick Clifton will start pole position ahead of Andrew Rushworth in second. Mark Houghton and Ryan Bunt make up the second row of the grid, with Jake Edwards and Mark Cochrane on the third. Di Feldman, Matty Feely on the fourth row of the grid, with Tyler Sheaf and Greg Leake making up the top 10. Ryan Price will sit just outside the top 10 here, as we will be getting ready to go racing very, very shortly. They've got, they're chatting over the radio. Can't hear them in my ear, unfortunately. Cannot hear them bantering away. Wish I could. Otherwise, it might come over the stream just slightly. But should be in for something absolutely special here this evening. Just awaiting Andrew Rushworth to join the grid in this one. We will be going racing once again. Remember, we normally have a slightly shorter grid here in the Legends. We don't push it too hard. We don't make them wait too long to go racing here. So we'll see how long we wait for Mr. Rushworth to join the grid for us to go racing here on a Friday night in the Legends World Challenge. First race of 2 coming your way. 10 minutes of racing here this evening in race number 1. Just want to give a quick shout out to all of our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren & Brown Tools, for continuing their support of the Tuesday night V8 Supercars Series and the Sunday night Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship, as well to Cooler Master for continuing their support for the Wednesday night Super Formula Championship, and to Shannon's Insurance for their support of the Thursday night GR86 Nationals. As lights are going to go up, we also want to quickly shout out NeuroPower, DSL Rail Services, Shunt Scenery, and Grim Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, which can be seen on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia. We are rocketing off the line for race 1 of season 2 of the Legends World Challenge. It was a horrid start from Matty Feely. He's already dropped multiple spots back towards the back end of the pack, and around towards turn 2 they come now, being led by Mick Clifton. Houghton's up into P2 as well. He's had an exceptional start. Rushworth's in behind, side by side with Ryan Bunny's teammate at the moment. As Edwards in behind, spun it round at turn 2. He's at the back of the field and off the back of the lead. As Apex looking to work together here to try and chase down the Accelerate Sim Racing drivers of Mick Clifton and Mark Houghton. Battle is on. Will they get the battle happening for the lead? Top 5 spots made up by 2 teams at the moment. Accelerate and Apex Esports. Will we see the inter-team battle happening here, the intertwining battle of teammates? As Leakey appears to have had a moment a little bit further back. No, just dropping a spot there to Pricey. Oh, no, he does at the moment. He spun it round. Edwards comes through, and Leakey's now at the back of the field as well. Sheafy side by side with Matty Feely round the final corner. Di Feldman just ahead of him at the moment. Battles are coming thick and fast here in the mid-pack and even at the front end of the field. On board with Sheafy. He's well averse to driving these cars. Massive off track from him. He is sending it round the outside and onto the grass as well. 3 wide down towards turn 3. Feely cuts across the front of them. Sheafy with a massive wide line through here. Is it going to get him advantage round the next couple of corners? No, it's not. It's going to give him up time as Pricey is making up positions like it's nobody's business at the moment. Up 4 spots. Maybe the training has done something for him. Maybe it has allowed him just to find that little bit of magic he needs to get something out of this car. He's getting right up onto the back of Matt Feely. He's got Feldman right in behind him. Their battle looks to continue on fairly shortly as Apex Esports League. Will they try and help each other here, or will, as I mentioned, the inter-team battle begin to brew? As Pricey, oh no, I mentioned him way too early. He's had a moment at the pit entry. He's going to be forced to come in, otherwise he'll incur himself a penalty from iRacing. That is unfortunate as Leaky comes past him. So he's already fallen by the wayside now. Start of lap 3, 2.5 minutes into this thing. Current running order of things, Mickey Clifton leads the way to Mark Houghton, Ryan Bunt, Andrew Rushworth, Mark Cochran for the top 5. Then we got Matt Feely, Di Feldman, Tyler Sheep, Jake Edwards, Greg Leake, and then Ryan Price at the back end of the field at the moment, and with what appears to be a stop and hold penalty for an incorrect pit entry after his moment up towards the final corner. But Clifton, well and truly, leads the way at the moment. Beck in the chat, great to have you out there, Beck. Hope you're feeling better. Giving our love to Mickey Rockstar Clifton, their partner, of course, leading the way at the moment. Also giving our love to Mark Houghton, to Mr. Mark Houghton of Team Accelerate as well. Great to have the support out there from you as Mickey Clifton off the back of him now leads the way here in race number 1 tonight for Accelerate Sim Racing. Houghton in behind his teammate. They're on for a 1-2 at the moment, but if Apex Esports League have anything to say about it, they want to get an all-Apex top 3 with Bunt, Rushworth and Cochran in the top 5 at the moment. They'll be chasing, hunting these Accelerate Sim Racing cars down and trying to put all the pressure on them at the front end of the field. As Bunt yet to get a run just yet. Bit further back, Feely has started to gap out a little bit here, but Feldman and Edwards are chasing him down like hungry hawks out of a battle. Great to hear you out of hospital, Beck. Great to hear that, and so glad that you are feeling better as well. As Feldman, the only female driver in the field, doing her best to take it to the boys here on a Friday night. We would have Steph Piccoli out there, but she is off at the mountain this weekend watching the 1000. Hopefully see her back for round 2 next week. As Edwards trying to find a pathway around Feldman at the moment. Through turn 1 they come. And it is all on for young and old at the moment. Still here in the Legends World Challenge. Clifton has begun just to step away a little bit at the front of the field as Edwards comes past Feldman here. Up towards turn 3. Gets the job done nicely from Jakey Edwards. As we have just seen Ryan Price only just leave the pit lane. He was in there for quite an extended period of time. Sheafy, he's made a mistake. He's gone backwards ever since running it out wide earlier in the piece, but this is the battle we want to keep an eye on. Houghton in with Bunt and Rushworth here, an Apex 2v1 against Houghton. As Pricey appears to have had a moment in the background as well. We're not going to go back and look at it just yet. 5.5 minutes into this race. 4.5 to go. Up towards the start-finish line. Clifton leads. Houghton in behind. Bunt trying to chase him down and to keep applying a pressure. And it is intensifying in the car of Mark Houghton, I am sure, just as much as it is for Ryan Bunt in behind him. Battle is on between them. Bunt trying to find a pathway past Houghton's car here. Looking to run it up the inside. Sends it in towards Maggots. Bunt, those had a disappearance on the track. He's back again. Well, surprised Steph didn't have the sim rig in the caravan. I'm surprised too, Beck, as if she did not take the rig up to Bathurst. Not only ready for last night's 8.6s, but also for tonight's Legends World Challenge as well. As Bunt has now gotten the move done on Houghton, trying to back him up on Apex to allow Rushworth through. Great team play here from the teammates. They've still got one car in the top 3, that being Ryan Bunt. They want to make it 2, though, with Rushworth trying to get past Mark Houghton here. Both of them vets drivers, of course. Rushworth in split 2, Houghton in split 3. So they don't get the opportunity to race each other that often as they used to on the Thursday night. But they get to go at it tooth and nail here on a Friday night. As Bunt, a little bit of a slide through turn one. You see, exactly, Beck. I mean, she's not committed to the cause of racing if she hasn't taken the rig with her to Bathurst. It's not committed to the cause at all. It doesn't matter how hard it is to move that thing. It's just, we expect commitment out of our drivers here on a Friday night. Oh, I can only laugh. We do not expect that at all. We hope everyone is willing to come out here and just have some fun with us and enjoy their racing as well. I mean, Legends has been incredible thus far. 7.5 minutes into this race, Clifton leads to Bunt, Houghton, Rushworth, Cochrane for the top 5. Edwards, Feely, Feldman, Sheaf, Leake and Price. Next up the rest of the running order, as Leakey had a bit of a moment, but he has gotten it going once again. Back up to the battle for P2, which is more or less now becoming a battle for P3 on the road, as Houghton is trying to defend for his life over Andrew Rushworth at the moment, weaving in and out from behind this car. Can he find a pathway? Can he find an opportunity to take advantage on? Bunt is blinking like it's nobody's business ahead of this battle. Up towards Maggots now for them in turn 3 of this circuit. Houghton covering the inside line as best he can from Rushworth. Can he get a run onto the hanger straight? Big wiggle off of the curb for Rushworth. A massive one. That's going to give Houghton a little bit of a reprieve here. 90 seconds to go in this race. Where is Mickey Clifton? He is coming through just ahead of this battle now. So all 4 of them have started to lock back into the battle. It's going to be 1 lap to go when Clifton crosses the line. He's got Ryan Bunt hot on his tail in behind him. Houghton's got Rushworth as well. It's a classic tag team battle of Accelerate Sim Racing versus Apex Esports League. Final lap of the race. Barney's out there with a white flag. Who is going to take the win here in race number 1 of season 2 of the Legends World Challenge? Battle is on between them. Clifton ahead of Bunt. Houghton ahead of Rushworth. One team's going to get 2 drivers on the podium. The other will only get 1. As Rushworth has tried to send it round the outside of Houghton, could not quite get it done this time by. Clifton, though, leads the way. Down towards the end of the hanger straight. He's got a good gap over Bunt at the moment. I don't think there's anything Ryan can do to get him. Down towards Brooklands now. The long left into the long right. Tough area of circuit. Tough braking zone. Tough corner to get the car turned round. Bunt gained a little bit of time through the entry to the corner. Cannot quite get the runoff exit though. Mickey Clifton is going to take the first win of the season for Accelerate Sim Racing across the line and takes the win for the 302 machine. The magic of rockstar Mickey Clifton shines through here on the Friday Night Delight of the Legends World Challenge. Ryan Bunt P2. Mark Houghton makes it a double podium for Accelerate Sim Racing. Rushworth hot on his tail across the line. Cochrane makes up the top 5. Jake Edwards, Di Feldman for the top 7. Then Tyler Sheaf, Matty Feely, Greg Leake, and then Ryan Price. Unfortunately, a lap down and in P11 on the road here tonight. So it'll be a full reverse grid, being we have less than 15 drivers. Full reverse grid this evening. This is going to be a wild one. Because if you haven't seen it before, if you haven't been here with us on a Friday night, and you haven't seen what the reverse grid can do, well, if you thought the racing was good at the front pack, get ready, because this is going to be chaos, a little bit of controversy, but full commitment as well. As drivers are going to have to attempt to make their way. I mean, Ryan Bunt, Mick Clifton, Mark Houghton, Andrew Rushworth, they're going to have to attempt to make their way through the field that was slightly slower than them this race from the back end. They're going to have to try and do it safely. They're going to have to try and do it without getting involved in anything. They're going to have to do it in a way that they can get back up the front and fight for a win. As Leakey's back on track. Warm-up session now, 3 minutes of warm-up. A little bit of an expression session as well for some drivers. They like to go out there in the pit lane or on the track to do some burnouts. That's what they like to do. And we don't have our regular burnout takers in the session here tonight, unfortunately. But maybe someone will surprise us. Maybe someone will get out there, get in hot, and have a crack. We'll have to wait and see. So Leakey's out there getting some practice in. He's done well for himself here tonight. Great to have him back on track with us and racing as well. I look forward to seeing if we get a different winner in race 2. Could be exceptional. As Leakey's going to pull it up. And we'll see how well he can get these practice starts going for himself. As he's had a bit of a spin down at turn 1 as well. As I believe that is Matty Feely heading out on track. It is Matty Feely heading out on track. About 50 seconds of the warm-up to go here. And I am looking forward not only to race 2 here. I just want to quickly give a shout out. We were mentioning it earlier. I'm so looking forward to Bathurst this weekend. The shootout tomorrow could be exceptional. A little bit disappointed that some of my favourites are not in there, like James Golding. But I'm excited for what could be to come. I mean, the lap time from Waters this afternoon and Payne, their lap times were incredible. Feeney was likely going to beat it, but he got cut off by the red flag at the end of the session. It's going to be a fun weekend this weekend for the 1,000. The shootout tomorrow and the actual 1,000-kilometre race on Sunday as well, which I think is going to be quite chaotic by how we're going already this weekend. With some of the moments that have been happening in amongst the field up at Bathurst. But warm-up session is done. We have got race 2 to come at you momentarily here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for a main event caliber race here this evening now around the national circuit of Silverstone. This is going to be huge. Absolutely massive. Starting grid on your screens now. It'll be Ryan Price starting on pole position ahead of Greg Leake in P2. Matt Feely, Tyler Sheaf on the second row. Di Feldman, Jacob Woods on the third. Mark Cochran, Andrew Rushworth on the fourth. Mark Houghton, Ryan Bunt making up the top 10. And then last race winner, Mick Clifton. P11 on the road. This could get spicy, could get interesting with some of these drivers further up in the field than you may have expected them to be, but the reverse grid always throws up some challenges, some controversy, but a whole heap of fun for these drivers to contend with out there. We'll have about a minute until we get the lights up. What a race 1 was. What a race it was. I mean, the battle at the front end. Is this what we're going to be seeing this season between those drivers of Accelerated and Apex? Well, we'll find out in race 2. Lights are up. It's the Mutt Cuts entry of Ryan Price in P1. Greg Leake P2. We are away at Silverstone for race number 2. Matty Feely has had yet another shocker off the start line. Sheafy, though, is rocketing up the inside of Leakey here down towards turn 2. The battle's going to be on early doors here in this race. Pricey leads. Sheaf trying to hold up the whole gaggle of cars in behind him. He's disappearing off our screens at the moment. There's Edwards up the inside of him now. Gets the job done on Sheafy as Leakey's had a crash in the background. He's off the road, as was Feely as well. Big moment early on in this race. Rushworth trying to lead his teammate Bunt further up the field. Houghton's in behind. So's Feldman. So's Cochran. So's Clifton. Top 3 on the road at the moment, though. Ryan Price, Jake Edwards, Tyler Sheaf. As the battle is looking to fire up towards the end of this one. As Rushworth having a bit of a blink here. So is Bunt. Cochran trying to go for a move on Feldman as well. They're trying to find a pathway here, there, or everywhere at this stage. On board now with Cochran, who's in behind that battle of Houghton, Rushworth and Bunt. Clifton is tucked up behind this battle between Cochran and Feldman here. Through turn 1 they come, and he's trying to give her plenty of room. Is Cochran. Gentlemanly as ever. Gets the job done eventually. As this battle is on right now. Bunt, Sheaf, Rushworth and Houghton. Feldman and Cochrane still battling in behind them as well. Edwards all over the back of Pricey. So could we see a change for lead at some point as Rushworth and Bunt still battling here? Rushworth lets him pass, trying to defend against Houghton and Sheafy here. I mean, they're trying to go for round win as Bunt. Oh, there's another little drop out here. Edwards still unable to get anything on Ryan Price just yet. As up through the final corner they come now towards the start-finish line. Lap number 3 underway. Pricey still leads to Edwards here. So Pricey's doing a very, very good job early on in this race. Keeping Edwards in behind him here. On board now with Edwards. Trying to apply all the pressure to Ryan Price in P1. Into turn 3. Oh, Edwards is trying to get the move done up the inside of Pricey. Edwards into the lead of this race now. Down the hanger straight they come, and Edwards has had a better exit off that corner. Down towards Brooklands, they rock it now. Bunt and Rushworth in behind. Similar scenes to last race. Houghton is in behind them. Then there's Sheafy, Cochrane, Feldman, Clifton, Leake and Feely, who's had yet another moment at the back end of the field. So he is really struggling in these legends, it seems. Here's Matty Feely at the moment. As Rushworth and Bunt trying to get it past Ryan Price here to get onto the podium. Bunt's gotten it done. Can Rushworth follow his teammate? Pricey going to get left out to dry here on the outside line if he's not careful up towards Cops. Job done for Apex Esports League. Pricey now slots back into P4. Got Cochrane in behind him to make up the top 5. Sheafy trying to not let them get away just yet either. Cochrane nowhere to be seen. Clifton, well, where is he at the moment? He's out of the battle at this stage. And in towards Maggots they come. Pricey pushing. Right now trying. Still struggling. Edwards, absolutely no connection issues here tonight. He is flourishing at the front of the field and trying to match what he did on Tuesday night by winning the feature. At the moment, it would be Ryan Bunt winning the round if he were to finish where he is. Mick Clifton too far between from where he was at the end of race 1. If we look ahead, lap number 5, 4.5 minutes into this race. It's Jacob for the top 3, Mark Houghton, Ryan Price for the top 5. Tyler Sheaf, Mark Cochrane, Mick Clifton, Di Feldman, Greg Leake for the top 10, Matty Feely in pit lane at the moment, and I feel he has towed back to pits. I feel we may not see him back out on track tonight, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we do. Changing the background as Tyler Sheaf has now gotten past Ryan Price for the back end of the top 5. Rushworth, I mean, it seems like he's trying to get past his teammate at this point, but he's not really making a solid attempt at this stage. I mean, he's pushing hard. He's got a hell of a driver in behind him in Mark Houghton as well. He really wants to try and get this thing done, but he is just struggling at the moment to get it past his teammate. I'm not going to claim he's over defending or anything like that. I mean, they're teammates. They're having a bit of fun. They're having a nice, tight battle. Look at this beautiful part of the world. This beautiful circuit out here at Silverstone. These cars are absolutely loving it out there. And I would be too if I was driving out there as well. This battle for P2 on the road is continuing on. Rushworth not quite ready just to send it on his teammate just yet. So these guys are really playing the smart team game now. As Houghton is trying to lay an assault on them. He's not quite close enough to attack them just yet. We are 6.5 minutes into this race. So we have still got about 9 minutes of racing left to go. So they know that there's no point really over battling, over defending at this moment. because they're only hindering themselves for the rest of the race. They've still got a long while to go before we see the checkered flag. They just need to hang with each other to probably the final 5 minutes, where we start to see them attacking, start to see the tyres go off a little bit as well. And that's where we'll see some magic get produced in amongst these battles, I think, because at the moment they are just trying to get to the next stage of the race. It's similar to an endurance race or a regular round that we would have, whether it's a 60-minute or a 45-minute or a 20-minute race, where you get to sort of the halfway point or the end of the first period of the first third, and then it's kind of that in-between weird period where you're just chilling out, trying to get the car forward, trying to make up a little bit of ground on your opponents, but actually trying to keep it clean and trying to push ahead to that final period of the game or of the race. And that's then where you start to see the battles. That's then where you start to see them pushing. Final 5 minutes of the race, that's where they're fighting for it. That's when they're going for it. In a regular 60-minute race, that'd be final 20 minutes. In a 45-minute race, it might be the final 15 minutes. That's the kind of level that we're on at the moment. As Pricey has now has Cochrane hot on his tail. He's gone further and further back here in this race, but the battle is on between them. Back out there. Come on, Mickey. Stay in there. Team Accelerate giving her love to them. Mickey needs to make up positions, though, if he wants to win this race. And this round, he needs P3 on the road if he hopes to win the round at the moment, with Ricky Bunt in P2. So he needs to push. Needs to try and get up there if he can. Otherwise, Ricky Bunt's going to win the round and Jake Edwards is going to win the feature with around about 7 or 6.5 minutes to go in this race. If you're out there and you're new, or you're enjoying what you're seeing, you haven't done it yet, you've been around for a little while possibly, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe and the bell icon as well. You'll get notified whenever we go racing here on SRW, including later tonight at 9:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. An hour from now, we go live with the replay broadcast of the Shannon's Insurance GR86 Nationals. Myself and Steve Singovich in the broadcast booth for that one, for some wonderful, wild and wacky Toyota action out at Oran Park. We'll also get notified for Sunday's Warren Brown Toolsway at Supercars Championship race out at Long Beach at 7:50 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time when we go live with that one. Also next week's, Warren Brown Toolsway at Supercars Series on Tuesday. The SFLs on the Wednesday. The 8.6s on their regular time slot on the Thursday as well. And Beck is out there. She is just becoming the cheerleader for Team Accelerate here for Accelerate Sim Sports. Cheering on Mark Houghton, cheering on Mickey Clifton as well. We love to see it out there, as Clifton has now made up a couple of spots on Di Feldman and Mark Cochrane. So he is starting to make some moves as Pricey spins around, collides with him off the exit of Maggots. And that might have just ended Mick Clifton's hopes and dreams of making it up to P3 and winning the round off the back of a mistake of the Mutts Cuts mobile of Ryan Price. Sure, Mickey will be claiming that Pricey is dumb and dumber at the moment, but that's just a poor mistake from Pricey, and unfortunate for Clifton to get caught up in that one as well. You hate to see it, as now Mark Houghton will be flying the flag for Accelerate Sim Racing here as we start lap 10 of this race. 10.25 minutes into it. We're into the final 5 minutes now. We're into the final period. This is where we'll probably start seeing them really start to push and battle it out for these moments. Look at the slide from Houghton, the wheel and the car control from him. Wonderful stuff from Houghton here. Bunt trying to chase down Jake Edwards as best as he can, the blackout OPR driver. Wouldn't it be ironic for OPR to win another Friday night race at around about 8:40 in the evening? It would be absolute limbs if he can fly the flag for them and get this done. And to get him his second win of the week. His first was on Tuesday night in the feature race of the Warren Brown Toolsby at Supercar Series, really solidifying him as the master of the feature race, it seems. Up towards the final corner now. 3.5 minutes just about left to run in this race. Edwards leads to Ryan Bunt to Andrew for the top three. Mark Out and Tyler Sheaf make up the top five. Di Feldman, Mark Cochrane, Mick Clifton, Ryan Price. Oh, sorry, we had a little bit of a moment there. That was Tyler Sheaf, top 5, Di Feldman, Mark Cochran, Mick Clifton, Ryan Price, Greg Leake for the top 10. Matty Feely, unfortunately, has not rejoined the circuit ever since towing back to pit lane on lap 4. And Edwards is pushing to his absolute limits at the moment to keep this lead. He does not want to give Bunt or Rushworth a sniff. As Sheafy's had a moment in the background, he's dropping time and possibly spots. Gets it back on at the exit of Maggots. He'll now have Feldman hot on his heels for the rest of this race. As the top 3 battle is on in towards Brooklands. Bunt's absolutely centred up the inside of Edwards. Switch back from him now, attempting to get it done round the outside of the final corner. Yeah, he does. He keeps on glitching. He keeps on having some blinking issues. That's a him problem. That's him having internet issues, unfortunately. Side by side, though, Edwards and Bunt. Rushworth is wide down the middle, coming together, and they're off the track and into the sand and into the wall. Edwards is out of the lead. Bunt is out of it as well. And Rushworth leads the way. This will now put some controversy, put some asterisks on Rushworth's lead, seeing as Bunt has been involved here with Jake Edwards in an incident together. What has happened between Bunt and Edwards here? On board with Bunt. So he was having those blinking issues, blinking in and out of existence. And now through the final corner. So have these guys made contact, or has he not realised he's there? Oh, that's a tough one to unpack. We'll see. We'll see what they think about it in the post-race reviews of the incidents. I'm sure there'll be a ticket brought up for it. But now, Andrew Rushworth leads the way. Mark Houghton in P3, Mark Houghton P2, Ryan Bunt in P3. Still winning the round at the moment is Bunt. Clifton needs to get up to P4 now to win the round. That's a real shame for both Edwards and Bunt here. He's still blinking at the moment. Further back though as Sheafy spins it round. That allows Feldman through. Sheafy's towed it back to pits. Possibly cracked it a little bit. As now closest battle on track is this one here. Cochran and Clifton. That's now giving Clifton a free position. He needs 3 more to get into the round-winning position that he needs. But with this being the final lap, possibly, now we'll have 1 to go. With 1 lap to run after this, it is going to be a tough task for Clifton to get into the round-winning position that he needs. Rushworth, though, leads Houghton around. He'll get the white flag from Barney. This will be the final lap of the race here this evening. It's been an extraordinary first round of the season. Great to see the numbers popping up here for the Legends World Challenge. We hope to see more drivers out there next week. And remember, if you are out there and you're still in the league, you can come and race. You can come and race in the series if you're still in the Legends World Challenge League. Just make sure that you're still a registered SRW driver and you register on the form. Rushworth, though, leads them through towards Maggots. And has got a healthy lead right now over Mark Houghton. So, it looks like the championship battle could be between Apex Esports League and Accelerate Sim Racing here. That's what it's looking like. These guys have been tooth and nail all night. They've now swapped and changed race lead or win here tonight as Rushworth comes up around the final corner. Clifton took the win in race 1. Rushworth, though, is going to lead Houghton around the final corner. Needs to keep it nice and tidy here on the run up to the line. Checkered flag is out. Andrew Rushworth wins race 2 of round number 1 of the Legends World Challenge for season 2 of 2024 and will take home an extra couple of points next to his name. Houghton P2, Bunt in a controversial P3. We'll see if him or Edwards have any part to play in that incident when it gets reviewed post-race. Could be some penalties coming one of their way. Edwards P4, Feldman P5, Mick Clifton P6 on the road. Is not good enough for the round win for him here tonight. Unfortunately, Mark Cochran P7, Ryan Price P8, Greg Leake. Oh, but he's looking to challenge Pricey here. It's a drag race to the line. Is one of them going to get over the line? Oh, my God. Less than 1/10 of a second. Pricey survives against Leakey for P9. Sheafy P10. Matty Feely, unfortunately, at the back end of the grid. But Andrew Rushworth is the winner here this evening, and the celebrations have already begun. Here in that cloud of smoke is Andrew Rushworth's car, who is cooking up some burnouts at the moment for himself. And he has done an exceptional job in this race. Doesn't come without its controversy, doesn't come without its, its moments. But a win is a win nonetheless. He wasn't involved in the incident directly. So he claims the win here tonight. He was the sole survivor of that top 3 battle between Edwards, Bunt, and himself, as they're all parking it up for a nice little photo of the Apex Esports League drivers. We'll get some B-roll happening for you now. We'll see if we get a chat with Mr. Rushworth, or if if he's not coming. We'll see. We'll see if he's coming. We'll give him a minute. If he comes, we'll have a chat to him. If he doesn't, then we won't. This is our results, though, for the feature race here this evening. Andrew Rushworth, P1 on the road. P2 for Mark Out and Ryan Bunt, P3. Jake Edwards, P4. Di Feldman, P5. Mick Clifton, P6. Mark Cochran, P7. Ryan Price home in P8. Greg Leake, P9. Tyler Sheaf in P10. And then Matty Feely in P11. The heat result from earlier tonight was as follows. Mick Clifton, P1. Ryan Bunt, P2. Mark Out in P3. Andrew Rushworth, P4. Actually, Rushworth might have the round win. Yeah, Rushworth will have the round win, actually. Now that I say that, he'll get it on the count back because of the race win in race 2. Mark Cochran, P5. Jake Edwards, P6. Di Feldman, P7. Tyler Sheaf, P8. Matty Feely, P9. Greg Leake, P10. Ryan Price, P11 on the road. Let's see if Mr. Rushworth is coming for a chat. He has indeed. We'll drag him in. Mr. Rushworth, congratulations on your win in race number 2 and taking home the round win, to my little bit surprise, because I was actually looking at it and didn't even realize you finished P4 in race 1. The fact that Ryan was P3 in race 2 means that you actually get the round win here because of the count back that you actually won a race. So congratulations.
Cheers, Hamish. Yeah, a bit surprised, a bit unlucky that Ryan and Jake came together towards the end there. But I just tried to survive. My tyres were gone by the last lap, so yeah, I was just trying to survive. I'm very surprised I was up there because I didn't do any practice for tonight. I might start not practicing, actually.
Well, mate, you managed to find some pace for yourself tonight. Just, to put you in put you on the spot. What were your thoughts on the incident with Ryan and Jake there?
Look, unfortunately, I think Ryan moved a little bit left. I don't know if his spotter told him there was a car there or not, but from my perspective that I could see, he just looked like he opened the wheel up a little too early and slightly moved left into Jake. But yeah, as I said, that's all I could see. I was actually kind of hoping that Ryan was going to stay more in front of me and I was going to be able to push him and myself past Jake to be able to take the line for turn 1 and sort of just force Jake to back out of it or go wide into turn 1. But yeah, to my benefit, those two came together and kind of did a Stephen Bradbury, I think.
Well, mate, you had to put your car in the in the position to how to take advantage of that, obviously. So you did well to get the car there. You had the pace under your belt anyway, and you were sticking it with Ryan for the majority of the time. Were you trying to find a way past him at some point? Because it looked like you were trying to get past him, but because he was blinking, you didn't really know where to go. I mean, what was that like for you trying to attempt to get a pass done if you were?
Yeah, I don't know how much he was blinking on the stream, but he was blinking a little bit in front of me. But of course, there's no team orders, so of course I'm going to try and fight for the position, but I don't want to take, another Apex car out. So I kind of just was trying to put myself in a spot, and each time I did, it was to my detriment. I ended up costing myself time. So in the end there, Ryan was quicker than me, and he finished the first race ahead of me. He drove really well. So to be able to get in front of Mark, but we just couldn't catch Mick in the first race, and I'm not sure what happened to Mick in the second. I heard a little bit on the radio, but I was just trying to keep Mark behind me and yeah, hope to try and stick with Ryan round and try and overtake Jake. But yeah, unfortunately, I was left all by myself towards the end. Well, fortunately for me, but never like seeing another Apex car lose spots. But these things are so much fun to drive.
Well, mate, I mean, we've got you know, no team orders or no team championship here in Legends. I mean, if it was anyone else, you know, should send him.
Yeah, well, I think tonight there was a couple of the really quick guys, the ones that I call aliens, that weren't here tonight. But still some extremely fast drivers. But yeah, just a lot of fun to be able to sit there and bump draft and sort of go side by side as much as we could. That was a lot of fun. But as I said, the tyres were just completely gone by the end. They were so hot. By the second last lap, I was just trying to survive and keep a 1 second gap on Mark, bring it home.
Well, mate, you did very, very well to put the car in a race-winning position to take advantage of a mistake of other drivers out on track. So congratulations to that. Congratulations on your race win as well in the feature race. Let us know anyone at Apex Esports League you wish to give a shout-out to, or anyone else you wish to give a shout-out to as well, or anyone you want to thank for helping you get out on track.
Yeah, thanks, Hamish. Shout-out to the incredible sponsors and partners, which is Hackney and Advanced Simulations, Next Level Racing, Dubby, Fanatec, Stump Grinding Central Coast, Razor, and Chubby Buns Burgers. And a massive thanks to Apex Esports League and all of the rest of the team. Brad, Steph, Mark, Bucko, Brian, these are all legends. JT, really appreciate everything he does for the team. And yeah, look forward to next week.
Well, mate, we look forward to having you here next week for Zolder. Best of luck next week for round 2, and if for whatever reason we don't get a chance to have a chat, best of luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, Hamish. I didn't have much luck last time at Zolder. I ended up flying through the air, but yeah,
maybe you can fly to the win. Maybe you can do that next week.
That's always the plan.
Hopefully that plan comes to fruition for you, mate. Great job tonight, and best of luck.
Cheers. Big shout out to SRW and yourself, Hamish, and all the broadcast team, and obviously all the race control and safety car drivers. And yeah, love everything you do, and really enjoy all the series in SRW, the V8s and the Super Formula Lights and Legends, and good fun.
Very good, mate. Well, we'll chat to you soon. Hopefully I'll see you in the chat tomorrow night for Split Tour Vets, but until then, enjoy the action out on track for Bathurst this weekend as well.
Yeah, thanks very much, Hamish. Appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.
See ya.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a couple other people in the green room, but unfortunately we only speak to the round winner / feature winner of Legends. So unfortunately I'll have to go tell them that we won't be chatting to them here this evening. But massive thank you to everyone out there for watching with us. We so appreciate your time, so appreciate you being here with us as well. We'll look forward to being back with you next week for more Legends World Challenge action out at Zolder. But until then, we hope you stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us.